Welcome back to another edition of Casual Sundays with Stoney.
Yeah, it's the summertime. We decided we're going to be casual. Why not?
I met you halfway.
Yeah.
Took off the jacket this week. Next week, maybe no tie. Tigers got the greatest thing happen to him today. Penciled in Verlander. That works.
You know what? It's amazing. You know, I'm always, Mr. Negative here. But there are a few things that are given in sports right now. Justin Verlander is one of them, and he's getting national acclaim, which he should. He's been unbelievable. I mean, as everybody around here knows, and unhittable practically today, except for the home run. Great game he had against the Indians. We know what he did, the no-hitter. He right now, maybe not record-wise, maybe not ERA-wise, but I think you can say right now he's the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah,
right now.
You can argue Halladay a little bit, but you can't argue over the last couple of starts that Verlander's been phenomenal. Really, the only big issue with the Tigers right now, a couple small issues, but the big one is Phil Koch. And what are they going to do with Phil Koch? 1-7 now. I know you kind of expected him to probably lose last night in that setting, but that's an issue that they're going to have to deal with.
Seven walks. I mean, the last game he pitched really well. Hey, look, he's pitched better than his record, but eventually you can't have your fourth and fifth starters, which is him and Penny, being unpredictable. I don't know what they're going to do. Is Furbush done enough to get a start and see him put Koch back to the bullpen? I don't know. We'll see what happens at the trade deadline. It's scary though when you're 4 and 5. You worry about your 4 and 5 big time now.
It's scary that you worry about the team that's in fourth place in the AL Central, but the Minnesota Twins have a track record that says you can't count them out, despite the fact they're 31 and 39, 8 games under 500, but only 8 games back of the Indians.
When they left here, people thought they're dead. Never count them out, and they're on a roll, and who knows what's going to happen. Now, granted, they played the easiest of the interleague teams of the West this week. San Diego, the Tigers don't have to play them. And I'm not making excuses because, as we know, the Tigers have feasted on National League and interleague play before. So far this year, they're 2-4. So look, all it means is it's going to be a 4-team race. I still don't think Kansas City is going to be a factor, but the White Sox are still there. Obviously, Cleveland, the Tigers. It's going to be a 4-team race. It's going to be fun. So buckle your straps. And
it should be a fun week, too, because it'll be nice to see him play at Dodger Stadium. And then, of course, next Friday, the Diamondbacks coming in. Gibby, Tram, Sparky's retirement on Sunday.
Yeah, but the only thing that's bad about the Dodger series is Verlander doesn't pitch.
Good point. But he will pitch Saturday night here at home, and people are going to go crazy. Now, this week we also have the NBA draft. And the Pistons, not so secretive, but very difficult to gauge what direction they're going to head. If you could just pinpoint positionally where they're going to go, what do you think we're going to see this week?
If we believe what we've been led to believe, they're going to go with probably the best European, because that's what's out there, a big guy, whether it's Biombo or Veslas or one of the other guys who I can't pronounce his names, begins with a V. I'm not going to try. Vesalucius. I'm going to. Who knows how? Yeah, exactly. I would say go something different, though. Yeah, they need guys who can rebound because the rebounding is horrific. This team does not have a leader, and I know it's not in a position that they really need. Kemba Walker, if he is there, point guard who can score. I know it's a risky proposition because you already have Gordon and Stuckey and who knows about Rip. But this team needs a leader. And if anything you saw in the NCAA tournament, that guy can lead.
And they haven't had a point guard, somebody who could keep them all together since they shipped Chauncey out of town.
Exactly.
So that's an interesting point. Red Wings making some headlines with this Jaromír Jágr stuff. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Why not? You brought in Madonna last year. I think Jágr at 39 is better than Madonna was at 40. Let's see what he can do.
Absolutely. As long as the price is not crazy, I think he probably has something left. Look, I'm not going to sit there and lie to people. I haven't watched the KHL play, to see how he's been playing. But everybody, all you read are he still can play, can still score in this league. Just make sure he gets rid of the mullet. Hopefully the mullet is gone because, of course, he had the worst mullet in the NHL.
Yes, he has trimmed it.
Yeah.
And you know what? He did play pretty well in the Olympics.
Yes, he did.
And I think it'll come down to money. If he accepts a deal that doesn't put him in the stratosphere that he used to be in the NHL, he'll be a good fit.
I think he's going to wait to see what Lidstrom does, too. He wants to play with Lidstrom and Datsuk and Zetterberg.
I want to give you this stage to talk about Clarence Clemens. There are a few people in this town who are as big Bruce Springsteen guys as you are, and Clarence Clemens was such an important, vital part of that band. What does he mean to you? He's
just, the big man. You go see a lot of rock and roll concerts, and you have second fiddles, but he was the soul of the band, and it was kind of weird in a weird way in a white world of rock and roll. He was an African American guy that connected with everybody, and he was great. He was an entertainer, and rest in peace, big man. You will be missed.
Stonehead of the week.
Stonehead of the week. It's not Gene Lamont, although it could be. I think this is pretty easy. I was thinking about Roberto Luongo, but I'd have to go with his fans instead. Vancouver, You idiots. And I knew this was going to happen. You rioted in '94 after the Rangers beat you. You actually rioted a little bit after Canada won the gold medal in your town in the Olympics. What is wrong with you people? When the Canadians won in '93, they rioted too. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. I don't know. Vancouver Canuck fans, ridiculous. Stoneheads. And you know what the good thing is, though? You made Detroit look good, because I don't want to ever hear anything about Detroit again from 1984 for the car, for crying out loud, for Bubba. What you did in Vancouver was disgusting. Stoneheads, forever.
That is Mike Stone. I'm sure tomorrow morning especially you're going to want to tune in. There's going to be a lot of Clarence Clemens talk on his show. Well-deserved. Thank you as always for joining us. Maybe next week, golf shirts. Stay with us. We'll continue the sports update right after this.